All sports, all plays. Yeah. All sports, all plays. All sports, all plays. 365, we making up plays. You talking the game, get you to the days. We're high in the court, the dime in the lane. Variety topics, living the same. All presentation, sports information. Hitting the airways, taking the nation. All sport, all plays, like working your faces. Grace at the field, so tie the laces. All sports, all plays.
What's going on, everybody? It is Raymond, Mr. Bond Chronicles, here with Kenny. Kenny, how's it going, man?
I'm good, man. Had a good weekend. Took the wife to go see the Giants play the Jags, and they got the dub, and my Cowboys got the dub, so it's a good weekend.
Commanders got the dub. Yes, it
Commanders
was.
got the dub. Yeah, miracles still happen.
You're right. You're right. They calling that a touchdown. Looks like New England Monday night. I think he touched him before he got in the end zone, but they Bailey Zappi just threw a touchdown. For those of you who are watching, I am currently battling flu-like symptoms similar to MJ, and so I was late watching the start of this game. But I saw that they were talking about Jones and Zappi going back and forth. Have we seen that, or has it been all Zappi? Because he's the one in right now.
No, he just came in because Mac Jones started the game. And he was struggling. And he had just threw a pick, matter of fact, the last possession. So I think
he might be
in. They yanked him out.
And let me see. It looked like he got up and his knee's not down. I think that might be a touchdown. So we'll wait and hear the official review.
Yeah, I think that
looks like that he got back up in time. So I think we got ourselves a touchdown, which means we got ourselves a game. Granted, I forget what game we was watching the other night. I was up early, then it ended up being a blowout. So I was planning to pick the Patriots for this game. So I'll ride with them. Who you got tonight?
Yeah, well, it's the same. I'm down, and I got Stevenson and the Patriots defense playing, so I definitely need the Patriots to win this game. So I'm selfishly picking the Patriots. Okay,
I get it. For whatever reason, they did confirm it was a touchdown. So it'll go back to Justin Fields. But we do have to get into this past week's games. I guess I'll ask you, what was maybe your biggest takeaway or two of this past week?
Well, I'll stay local since I was at the Jags game. I think the problem with them is they make too many mental mistakes. So right now, what's killing the Jaguars is the mental. Like they make too many, the fumble they were driving, and then Etienne fumbles the ball. Then you have a roughing the passer penalty, which I thought was bogus, but nevertheless, you have those clock killing penalties. So I think they got the talent to be a good team, but I just think that they're mentally right now they're going through the growing pains and instead of finding ways to win, they're finding ways to lose. So that's my biggest takeaway. And then the other thing is that I tried to tell you that Dak Prescott, there was no quarterback controversy. And true to form, although, it wasn't anything spectacular, it was a clear and an easy and a decisive win. So there's no quarterback controversy in Dallas.
Okay. You say that. I don't know that I agree, but Dev, welcome to the show. How you feeling?
I'm here, baby. I'm here. Trying to keep my head up best as I can.
Absolutely. And definitely appreciate you, man, jumping on. I know, with everything. So definitely shout out to you, man. Much respect. Many thoughts. I see your mom in the background, I believe.
Yes, sir. That's my baby right there. She's going to be with us every time we on here now.
She's going to hear me shooting. I like to see that. She's a strong
woman. Yeah. Hey, everything you do is going to honor her memory. So
yeah. Appreciate y'all, man. I appreciate y'all. You know, much love for y'all reaching out to me and all that, man.
Hey, man. You're part of we ASAP fam, so that's what we
always, all day. But we're gonna catch you up a little bit. Who you got for the game tonight? We got Kenny and I both went New England. They're down 10-7 at the moment. Who do you have winning the game tonight?
Yeah, I went with New England also. Bears last time they didn't show up the last time, so I ain't not riding with them. They one of the teams I got off the back door of the bus too.
So, I respect that. So, given what we've seen, and I told people I started watching late, but Bailey Zappi, according to Kenny, just came in after I think they got an interception and walked him down the field and got a touchdown. At what point does Mac Jones start to get concerned? Because both of them are rookie deals.
Right now, you snatched out the game in your first game back.
And he went 3 for 3, 54 yards and a touchdown. Now, obviously, that's an anomaly. You can't say that he's going to walk up and down the field every game, but with the same talent around him, magically, the offense just clicked.
And he's clearly been the better of the two since he's played. So, and you know Belichick, he don't care. He ain't playing no favorites. He's going to play whoever gives him the best chance to win. Don't care nothing about him being a first-round pick. You'll be right over here next to me.
Yeah. So, since we already in the quarterback controversy, then you know you got your man Dak on. Now, what if Dak didn't show up in his first game because he looked a little rusty? Now, would you have been calling?
No, so me and Ray have had this discussion, so I'll just catch you up. I've been of the opinion that there has never been any quarterback controversy. Dak Prescott is clearly the quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys. I think we were winning more in spite of Cooper Rush than because of him.
But you were winning.
We were. But to me, it was more so a byproduct of the defense in the running game than it was Rush. And then you also kind of saw the same thing in terms of with Dak coming back. Because I'm of the opinion that we're better when Dak is not the focal point of the offense. When we're being physical, when we're running the ball, and when we have balance, that's when we're good. When we try to put the ball in Dak's hands and try to throw the ball 30, 40 times a game, that's not a winning recipe for our team. Even going back to back in the day in the 90s when we were the heyday, it was about Emmett, and then everybody else ate after that.
No, I mean, I agree. I guess where I get stuck when you say that is, so if we are better when you're doing less, then why the heck did we give you all that money?
Because
why did we pay you to be a top tier quarterback because we're better?
That's what the market dictated, is that you're going to.
Not for game managers.
But it's the same situation. I would argue this is the same situation with Lamar Jackson because he has to do more running the ball than he does in the passing game. So you're paying him for being that dynamic dual threat. So I'm saying my point is that I don't care about the money. All I care about was what's best for the team and what's going to be the best recipe for success in terms of what's
update.
winning.
I apologize. Ball was deflected. Another interception.
Yes, I need that interception for my fantasy team. Let's go.
Hey, Kenny, man, you do more cheering for your fantasy team than
you know what? Hey, man, this thing is real. Like I'm on a drought for fantasy chips, so I'm on a mission this year.
Everything I see you in, just like I seen you say you went to the game yesterday. Oh, I'm only cheering for my fantasy team. Golly, you can't just show support to the team.
I mean, I was there for wifey. That was her first time ever going to a game in person. So I was there for that, but I didn't care who won. Well, I did have the Giants defense, so that was my only rooting interest. I wanted to see them get busy, and of course, they didn't really give me a whole lot.
Right. Understand. Well, I don't know. I guess we can get a little bit more in depth. I think you're right. Right now, as long as Dak continues to manage and win, not a big deal. But at some point, he's gonna have to make plays.
Oh no question. I'm not saying that he's gonna be no Tim Tebow out here. He's gonna have to make some plays.
Well, you gotta shoot it.
Why you gotta bring Tebow in this? He won a playoff game, though.
I was saying that
he won a playoff game.
You could say Nathan Peterman. There's a whole bunch of people. Why you gotta slander old Timmy?
I just picked up he a Jacksonville guy. I just picked up the Jaguars.
Oh, he's a Jacksonville guy now. Oh,
I'm just saying. It's like I show love. I mean,
that was love.
That was love.
No, I was giving the Jags some love earlier.
Oh man! All right. Dev, I do gotta just kind of take a moment here. Last week we had some picks.
Okay.
I have been scrutinized, criticized, called crazy, all these things.
Dang. And I wonder who called you these names.
I don't know. Maybe people. But I would just like the world to know I went 5-0 last week. I went out on a limb. I took the Commanders, even with all the nonsense. Because I knew
about a quarterback controversy.
It's not. How many times have I got to tell y'all there is no controversy? The same way you feel about Dak, I've been felt about Taylor Heineke. And he started wrong.
So I will counter with you. How do you give up all of that? How do you make that trade for?
We shouldn't have did it.
But you did. So it's the same thing.
That's bad management. And I'm going to call it out. We never should have went and gave up the draft capital for Carson Wentz. Taylor Heineke, in his short career, has now beat Brady and Rodgers. Like, with usually subpar talent.
No, Mac Jones I hope he's renting. This dude just threw another.
That was a dime down the sideline. And was that to Myers again? Well, who's number one?
I don't know.
Devontae Parker.
Oh,
Mac Jones
the guy from
about to be on the bench.
But for what it's worth, we've seen concussions, so you got to stay ready.
Yeah,
I think this is going to be a lesson he's going to have to learn. And if this continues, you're going to have to go into the offseason with a new mindset. I like Bailey since he's been in. We haven't really talked about him because most of us buried the Patriots to start the year. But
about to be Zappy hour.
Zappy.
Well done.
I like it.
But you can't argue with the result. Like,
no, you can't.
It looks like I missed the first part, but this looks like a totally different team.
Oh, totally different. They were struggling. Like
the defense has picked it up.
They were down 2 scores because they did nothing with the ball their first 2 possessions.
And shout out to Zappy doing this on Monday night. Granted, it is the Bears, but
hey, when your time is time to shine, doesn't matter who it is.
Touchdown.
That's it. Stay ready so you don't have to get ready. Yes, sir. Give me those points, Stevenson. Let's go, son.
All right, we might have to get like updates. How much are you down now, Kenny?
I don't know. I'm about to check. I'll let you know.
Yeah, just pulling up the stats real quick. I got Mac Jones at 3 of 6 for 13 yards, 2.2 average, and a pick with a 16.7 rating. And I got Bailey Zappi that's 4-4 for 97 yards with a touchdown and 158.3, 158.6 is perfect. I'm going to go out on the limb and say we're not going to see Mac Jones again in this game.
Oh, no, that is done.
That's not going out on a limb.
He might as well go ahead and rush that ankle back up, put it back in the boot.
Put the boot back on, ice it up, elevate, ice it up, all that.
Yeah, all that. He might as well go and take his equipment off.
Oh, yeah, I'm only down by 0.13. And my opponent is done. Yeah, I'm good money. I'm going to get it done this week.
Good money. Congratulations to Kenny. This was not a great week for me across fantasy. Stuff didn't go right. And mainly ESPN, y'all jerked me. Y'all told me Chris Olave was going to be out, and then he wasn't, and he went nuts. Well, 17 points that I definitely could have used. So I benched Christian McCaffrey, who's in a new situation that I didn't love, but he's McCaffrey, so you kind of got to play him.
Like Army Switchblade.
Yeah, ESPN been tripping on basketball and football fantasy.
Because for a long time, I think we was on last week when they kept saying my Saints players was on bye. I'm like, nah. My kicker had 5 points and he had 7 points. Like, they just screwed it up. And Dev, I wish you would have been on. You could have gave me some guidance. Why y'all ain't play Kenyon Drake? He ran great 2 weeks ago. Gus Edwards come back. Y'all just forgot Drake existed. I went and picked him up.
Hey, man, it's dust the bus time, man. It's time because you already. It's time, man.
You were supposed to let me know that, dog.
Man, look, I'm sorry.
You had me half.
You could have hit me up. You could have said, "Yo, Dad, what's up? Who the running backs this week?"
I saw that ticker show of J.K. Dobbins is out for whatever. Sergio went and grabbed Kenyon Drake from every league I could find, thinking he was going to have another 100-yard game. He did not do nothing. So
Gus, that was time. They fed him. Yeah. They fed that man, and that was the recipe that we needed for like the last 3 to 4 games. Honestly,
I mean, I can't argue with you on that. But yeah, so we're gonna keep it moving. We're gonna keep it moving to the next game. We haven't even really got into it. Indy and Tennessee. Indy has benched Matt Ryan for Sam Ehlinger. Do we think that does this change the trajectory for the Colts? I believe, just checking really quickly, Chris, Dev, and Kenny, you all picked the Colts to win the division. I did. Yeah, man.
Well, I must have been on that. Ooh, that day.
We all were.
Golly.
Man. Yeah.
No, I was hoping.
Matt Ryan is washed.
So, in kind of the reverse of where I'm going to go here in a minute, did Carson Wentz get too much blame for last year?
That's a great question.
No, I think he got just enough blame, man, because it was them last two games. Last two games, that was all on Carson. He was trying to force it
through the season. Matt Ryan didn't make it through half the season.
So did Andrew Luck didn't either.
That wasn't for injury or for bad. Well, it was for bad play, I guess.
So if Ehlinger comes in and struggles,
you probably go back to him.
It's 3 different quarterbacks that have struggled. At some point, do we not have to look at coaching or roster?
You got to look at the front office and you got to look at the coaching because they are hand to hand.
Like, I already say
you bringing in these 1 year rentals because this is the third year in a row. First it was Rivers, then
hold on, Kenny. This is not a rental. These are used cars. You know what I mean? These are not rentals. These cars has been used for a couple of years now. You know what I mean? They got them off Craigslist. Yeah, you got them off Craigslist. They ain't do the car. They barely did the Carfax. All they did was went off the name brand of the car. They was like, oh, that's a Chevy. Oh, that's a Dodge. Yeah, we got one.
Right.
And they ain't look at the year.
They ain't look at the mileage. None of that.
None of that.
They definitely look at the mileage on Ryan and Rivers because anybody could have told you they was over 100,000 miles.
Might have been up to 200,000. So we're seeing. I think I want to have that conversation then, because you bring up a great point. It seems, and I can't just say it's at the quarterback position, but I do feel like we've seen an era of quarterbacks just die this year. The Matt Ryans, Aaron Rodgers, and I keep it 100, the Tom Brady's, that generation.
Don't forget Russell Wilson.
Yeah.
And you want to know why?
That group is playing awful, and they weren't bad last year. Most of them got traded or got paid. So what?
But do you? I think the pocket quarterbacks are dead now. They are starting to die away.
That's a great point.
You know what I mean? If you really pay attention, Aaron Rodgers, a couple years ago, Aaron Rodgers was one of the most accurate quarterbacks on the run. You know what I mean? Then after he having his situations these last couple of years, he's tried to be a pocket quarterback, mainly because he got comfortable with Devontae Adams, being that guy. And now you don't have that guy. So now you're trying to force to still be that pocket quarterback. Tom Brady, always been a pocket quarterback. Now that pocket is starting to crash down on him, it's like, oh no, I can't step into my throws. I can't, you know what I mean? Now we starting to see that Tom Brady, your arm is not what we all thought it was. It's not that golden no more. You know what I mean? If you can't step into your throws no more, Tom Brady is not giving you an accurate pass. You know what I mean? So I just think the pocket quarterbacks is slowly dying. And if you're not a Justin Fields or a Justin Herbert or Josh Allen
I don't
or
know. You might want
Lamar,
to hold off on Justin Herbert.
well, yeah, he's having a down year this year. So if you're not a Josh Allen, you know what I mean, or any quarterback that can kind of rotate themselves outside that pocket.
Yeah, you got to have some form of mobility. You got to be able to be. Yeah.
I'm about to take a huge right turn, but it just came to me.
Okay,
so stay with me.
We got you.
Just don't do a sharp one. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Hold on, buckle up first, Kenny. Buckle up, because you know how Ray is.
Hey, go
buckle
ahead.
up.
Get it right. Get it ready. This has been my concern, and again, I'm going left. That was my argument with Magic Johnson. That was my argument with Magic Johnson and his greatness. He always played around great talent, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
I believe we're seeing Aaron Rodgers without great talent.
Mm-hmm.
I think we've seen Kyler Murray without great talent. And then I watched him when DeAndre Hopkins came back, and he looked like
a different quarterback.
So for Brady, I don't put that on him as much early in his career because he was doing a lot with some guys.
He was more of a game manager.
Deion Branch and you know what I mean, stuff people receivers like that.
They were nice guys, but Wes Welker and others outside of Tom Brady, they wasn't it.
Mm-hmm.
But I do think he's at a point in his career now. He can't go win with Russell Gage and Scotty Miller and whoever that is. I need Godwin healthy. I need Evans healthy. I really
Evans dropped that wide open touchdown yesterday.
I need Evans to catch a wide open bomb.
And he should have
help me.
But you know what I mean, dude, you gotta think injury has been keeping them out the rhythm. So
and that,
you know what I mean,
the line issues too are contributing to this as well.
I agree.
The line is really banged up.
I agree. But that
especially when Jensen went down early in the year, that center. You know, we started to see the domino effect of that line started going down after that.
But I think that's the key for me is I watched Kansas City lose Tyreek Hill. And I'm watching them continue to figure it out a different way.
But but to be fair, they reloaded with, you know,
Juju was washed, Valdez Scantling.
No, but I'm saying they reloaded with it may not be.
I'm not gonna say Juju was washed.
Yeah, I think they reloaded.
They gave him that money and let him walk
with guys that have actually produced in the league, as opposed to the Packers. They just gave Aaron Rodgers a bunch of draft picks and unproven guys. Like, so I don't think that's a fair comparison.
So you don't think the Kansas City offense suffered much? You think they stayed on par given who they brought in?
I think if you think about it, you got Edwards-Helaire, you got Juju, you got MVS, you got Travis Kelce. That's enough
Harmon.
Talent. Yeah, Nicole Harmon. You got the number 10. I can't think of his name. That's speed.
Pascal, something like that.
So y'all talking about guys with skill sets. I agree they have skill sets.
I don't think
people were free agents and signed the deals they signed. None of those people you named got big money.
I understand, but I'm just saying that they are.
But they good role players.
Yeah,
they know. Kansas City knows Tyreek is gone. That big down, them 30-yard plays is not going to really happen as much. You know what I mean? So if they came creative of trying to get open, you know, since Juju is not a downfield threat. Juju is like almost your second tight end. He can be that physical aspect on the wide receiver end. So you just find him to get open on hook routes, slant routes, you know, stuff like that. Try to mix him up with Travis Kelce a little bit. And then you can maybe hit Nicole Harmon, you know, 2 or 3 times a game with a deep ball, you know, trying to recover from Tyreek. Kansas City is not missing a beat. They just missing that one part.
Yeah, but it's still being productive, though. I think that's what
I think that's because of quarterback play. Because by that standard, Aaron Rodgers is one of the best running back combos in the league.
True.
But I think it's a combination of the two.
The thing about Matt LaFleur, they not running the ball that much. They rather go ahead and let Aaron Rodgers throw it 50 times versus running the ball 44 times, just like what the Ravens just did. So if you got two bruisers back there, that can kind of. I was just telling my homeboy, he's a diehard Packers fan. And he was like, "Yo, what you think is different this year and from the previous year?" I said, number one, Aaron Rodgers don't have that 5 wide receiver set no more. You don't have that Donald Driver, Jordy Nelson, Greg Jennings, and and the list can probably go on. You know what I mean? And now you had to pick your poison when you had that 5 wide receiver set. Now and then, as after that year they won that Super Bowl and they lost that 5 wide receiver set, they started getting 2 wide receivers. Then at the year, it was just Devontae. Then you got little wide receivers like Valdez Scantling during that time. Then you had I forgot the other guy name. I think he played for the Bears right now. Yeah, what I mean, you had you can kind of plug in because they was able to do the dirty work. Now you starting all over, and Aaron Rodgers was being greedy the last 2 years because if you really cared about Devontae or you really wanted him on your team, you would have, number one, handled this deal last year when you first went on this hiatus situation, and you would have took less money. So by you not taking less money or handle that situation the previous year, I think that's what set Green Bay up for failure. Now you got to have these guys like a Sammy Watkins, knowing that Sammy Watkins is not going to play 12 games this year.
Can't get right.
You know what I mean? He's always down. Now you got to try to plug in Randall Cobb as your number 1 wide receiver, knowing that he's on the down end of his career. You know what I mean? So I just think that if the Packers is not willing to actually shop for wide receivers like they did in the previous years, Aaron Rodgers is going to be done after this year, and you setting Jordan Love up for failure the following year.
Yes. If I'm the Packers, and real quick, the Bears just called a great play call against the blitz and scored a touchdown. So it's not
stood in there and took a shot too.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he did, and changed his arm angle.
Ooh, we got a sandwich.
Yeah. Yeah, but no, I was gonna say, like, if I'm the Packers, I'm blowing up Odell Beckham Jr.'s phone line. Like, because
if I'm Odell, why would I go there?
Because I'll be the number 1. He would come in and be probably the best receiver that they have.
Yeah, but now you're talking pressure coming off an ACL. Is that what you want? To come in and be the savior?
I think that's the best. I think that's the best chance for him to shine because you're going to get a 1-year deal, and you want to try to get one more big contract before you have to hang it up. So I think because going back to LA, that's Cooper Kupp's team, so you're going to get the scraps. So you get the chance to be featured in Green Bay.
And I see they're struggling this year without me. That's a role I don't have to come in and be the guy, but I can come in and be impactful. Because I think even in his role last year, had he not tore his ACL in the Super Bowl, he was in line for a payday.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
And he was playing, and he was on his way to a big day.
He might have been. He could have been co-MVP.
Exactly.
Of that Super Bowl.
Exactly.
So with that, I just think there are better options. From everything I've seen and heard, Aaron Rodgers is a trash individual. He's not the best teammate. And I think he's on the downside of his career, and he's in Green Bay. If I'm Odell, I would rather go to somewhere like Buffalo. I would rather
that's my first choice.
Tampa.
If I'm going to be cold, I'm going to Buffalo. If I'm going to be cold,
that's fair.
You know what I mean?
I might find my way to Miami. Like, there's opportunities where I don't have to be the guy. I can ease back into a role, show that I have the skills, stay healthy, recover, compete.
Get another 1-year deal.
This year,
if I got an opportunity, there's only so many opportunities to be a number 1 receiver for him at this point. So I don't think he should. I don't think he should be going for number 1 no more. I'm just speaking from from being his ego.
He better be like a Carmelo. He better check that ego, man, and become
last year. I think
and become that Robin.
We're gonna touch on it, but just Russ Westbrook ain't doing it.
He ain't doing what?
He ain't checking his ego.
We can hold that because
we gotta hold that one. I'm glad I'm back for this one.
I got some comments on that, but we got basketball a little bit later, so we'll stick to the football. But just to update, Zappy I think he still has not thrown an incompletion to my knowledge.
No, he just threw one.
Oh, did he? Okay, I looked away.
He just threw one.
But the Patriots are now trying to go back down the field, so we'll kind of keep you abreast of that as well. I know we haven't really got to the games, but that's cool. I enjoy the discussion. But since we've been talking about the Packers and Aaron Rodgers, we have to talk about the team that beat them. And I'm not
surprised it took this long for you to get to it.
What do you mean by that?
I'm not a big I told you so guy. You know, I'm really not.
Really? Richardamus?
The name is the name. It looks like we have a fumble. Yep, Bears recovered the fumble. It looks like Stevenson fumbled the ball.
No, that was 16.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, it was on the exchange. He never had it. Yeah.
Got you. Oh, yeah, I do see that. So Bears get the ball back. We'll see. Turnovers. They change.
Man, look, I'm going to say this before we go. If the Bears don't win this game, they are trash. Because this will be the second week that they had the game in their grass and they couldn't close the door. So if the Bears can't pull this one out because both quarterbacks, you know what I mean, is not really getting the ball up and down the field, really. So
I'm gonna take a quick side step because this just popped up while I was scrolling through before I get back to my team. But what's wrong with my man? Can y'all see that? AB just posted but it's a video of him. Like, why are we doing this?
Is he hugging Tom Brady's wife or something?
Yeah, and I guess there's merch.
Hey, this guy's he's the Howard Stern. He's a shock jock. That's what he is right now.
He is the Kanye. He's another Kanye.
Yeah, everything is about shock value for him.
Like, I don't know, man.
But it works though. It's clickbait.
It's stuff on like mental health and stuff and CTE. Like, I definitely think that exists here. But just common decency. Like, what did Tom do to him? He's been on this rampage
because Tom didn't stick up for him and help him get the payday.
When he was running off the field half naked.
Yeah, this is what this whole thing is stemming for, because Tom, he came to Rob Gronkowski's savior, as he said. He was like, I forgot what he said on one of them interviews. If Tom Brady was my guy or was my boy, how come he didn't help me get a contract like he did Rob Gronkowski? And he knew I was coming up on trying to get this. I guess like he was trying to get a center. And if he had like 2 more catches or something like that, he would have got his center. And he felt like Brady wasn't giving it to him.
The year before, he force fed him, so he would get paid. Like, I don't know, dog. It's annoying.
Don't try to make sense out of senseless stuff, man.
Justin Fields on 3rd and 14 with a huge scramble for
out here cooking.
He's fumbled twice. He got a pick, but he's still here.
He said he ain't no pocket quarterback.
Sometimes you got to just go out and make a play.
Yeah, because plays are going to break down. So you got to have, to Dev's point, like you got to have some wheels in order to be a successful quarterback in today's NFL.
Definitely 100%. However, there is a guy that, he doesn't have the most wheels, doesn't have the most arm talent, isn't the tallest, doesn't have the biggest deal, isn't highly touted. But he just beat Aaron Rodgers.
Boy, you know how to set the table, boy.
You'd have thought this guy's getting ready to come into the show.
You know how to set the table.
I just been saying all year, last year, and this year, Taylor Heinicke can play the position. That's all I'm saying. He ain't a Pro Bowler. He ain't a Hall of Famer.
Feels almost fumble.
But he's a solid guy. And once he started to get his rhythm, they looked better in the second half. He was late on quite a few throws and early on. Oh, Yeah, Kenny, you got me by a good little bit. I just saw the fumble, which I'm probably takes him out of field goal range at the moment.
Yeah,
man, y'all got me by like a couple minutes.
Hey, YouTube TV is that's where it's at.
How is YouTube TV? Oh, because this ain't Amazon. This is ESPN today.
Mm-hmm.
So that I got you. But I just see a man that gets it done, and I've had this issue with a couple teams, and this is kind of what I was getting at with the Dak point and even the Rodgers point. When I pay you $50 million a year, I don't want to hear nothing about game management. I don't want to hear nothing about not enough talent. $50 million is what some of these people are getting. Like, no, I don't want to hear that there's not enough talent because you signed a deal that with a salary cap, I can't go get talent.
Mm-hmm.
And there's too many of these guys, the Bailey Zappies, the at one point Kirk Cousins, some of these other guys that's decent that you don't have to pay a ton of money to. Jimmy Garoppolo ain't making a ton of money, but he's figured out a way to win.
Except for yesterday.
Not yesterday.
I don't put much into yesterday as a new situation. Like, there's a lot of moving parts. He historically has found a way to win. And I wish that tier quarterback got more credit. I didn't watch a lot of sports TV today because I wasn't feeling great, but that's a big deal. The joke, the meme I kept seeing was Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers lost on the same day to PJ Walker and Taylor Heineke. Like, why are we disrespecting these people? Y'all ain't been producing.
They're professionals. They get paid to do their job just like anyone else.
So I just that narrative I'm just not a huge fan of, and I hope Ron Rivera saw enough. Carson Wentz is Carson. We know what that is. We've seen it. It's not taking us nowhere. Our division's too good to keep waiting for you to figure it out, for you to stop making those dumb plays you keep making.
Being week 7, ain't nothing else to figure out.
Like, he just ain't in.
Yeah, it is what it is at this point.
So, unfortunately, and I told y'all to start the year, and we could fall off the rails by the end of this, and Taylor Heineke end up being trash. But he gives us and has given us a better chance to win since he started.
Big first down conversion
On 3rd and 16, about the Fields he rolls out right. That is an ugly throw, but he figured it out, got a touchdown or first down.
Yeah, it looked like it's bad weather out there, so that might.
Yeah, the screen.
Yeah, they said it's heavy fog out there for the field and the ball a little moist.
It looked like in that the replay, it's a little shiny, it's a little slick.
Yeah, we got some rain and fog.
So did his left foot get down before his left knee lands out of it?
I don't know. They're about to run this play quick before they can reveal it.
He did. His left foot got down first, and then his right. And then his knee lands out of bounds first. So no, that's good. That was just bad.
Might be. I think that's defensive holding. Yep, defensive holding.
They're gonna fool around and score a touchdown here pretty shortly. Or actually, we got a play here. You said it's defensive holding. So 3 seconds left. You're ahead of us, Kenny. So don't spoil it if you already seen it.
Okay.
You taking the 3 or you trying to get the 6?
3.
Yeah, I'm taking the 3.
Dave, you taking the 3?
Taking the 3. Keep that momentum going.
Since it's holding and not pass interference, I might agree with y'all because it's hard. They're probably like the 7.
And they get the ball back. That's the biggest reason. They get the ball back.
Yeah, they get the ball back at the half.
And they did send the field goal unit out. So
you might as well go ahead and take the 3, ride the momentum to halftime, and hope you can open that halftime. Third quarter back up.
Get a back-to-back score.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But yeah, that's my rant on Washington sports. Hopefully they figure it out. Dev, you wasn't on last week, so we didn't cover excuse me. We didn't cover the Ravens game. But as a fan, what do you think the Ravens ceiling is this year? Are they a real contender, or all their inability or struggles to close game is that that kind of remove them from that conversation?
I'm gonna say right now, with us not closing games, we don't look like a contender because there's no point of getting up double digits each game and you can't close the door. There's no point. You might as well just don't score at all, man. Because, like I said, it took us some weeks for us to even score in the second half. So, hopefully, right now that since Gus Edwards is back, it looks like we're gonna be on this ground and pound tag, and which we should be. You know what I mean? Because I think past couple of games, you were trying to have Lamar do too much. You wanted him to be the Superman, the Batman, a whole DC and Marvel characters, and it was just too much for him. You know what I mean? You can't give nobody all those special powers and ability. They ain't gonna know how to use it. And I just think that's what the Ravens did. It was just overthinking too much. You know what I mean? As I keep saying, we got the best kicker in NFL history. Use them until you can find a rhythm for Lamar. You know, y'all keep throwing us out here in 4th and 5, 4th and 3, and just because the analytics is telling you, oh, this is a successful play. No, Justin Tucker has been successful points for the last umpteen years, man. That's ride him until
best offensive weapon.
Yeah, you know what I mean. At least find a momentum. Stop trying to force Lamar to do so much. But like I said, hopefully Gus Edwards is back. And hopefully Kenyon Drake showed enough to be like, look, I can run the rock too. You know what I mean? We don't have to just rely on Gus and Lamar. So hopefully they can find a way to be a 3-headed monster. Mark Andrews is one of the best tight ends in the game. Hopefully D-Jack coming on. I really don't see him doing too much for us. I just believe he's gonna give us that next step of having a deep threat, and you know what I mean, now you kind of can open up Mark Andrews from that double team, because if D-Jack can still fly and get behind cornerbacks and safeties, then that's gonna be a big plus for Lamar. But defense wise, man, we still struggling to get to the quarterback a little bit. We got more pressure since we got JPP, but we still struggling to actually sack the quarterback. We still got to find defensive schemes and ways to get to the quarterback. But hopefully we can get Bowser back soon, and hopefully our rookie can make an impact if we decide to play him, David Ojobi from Michigan. Hopefully he can try to make a good impact. They got to find a way on our DBs. Marcus Peters, I don't know if y'all seen it. Right now, that man is getting torched. He's getting torched. And if Amari Cooper did not extend that hand on that pass interference, which he didn't have to do.
He didn't even do it. It was the throw.
He didn't have to do it. You had a whole
great throw.
It was a great throw. You had a nice step on Marcus Peters, but we got to find a way to cover up Marcus Peters, man, because that quad and that knee injury that he's battling, it's not looking good. But other than that, defense wise, we silent. We just gotta get off the yeah, I'm with you. Peters getting torched. We can get off the field on third downs now a little bit better than what we was in the beginning of the season, but still gotta get that quarterback pressure. I think that'll most definitely elevate our defense.
Yeah, that pressure elevates any defense. It makes the difference between us. And to me, that's really what's the biggest why the Dallas defense has been so successful this year is when you got, Michael Parsons and then DeMarcus Lawrence coming to the party. And even this young draft pick, 54 Williams, he's starting to flash as well. So, as the saying goes, pressure busts pipes.
Or makes diamonds.
Or it's been busting pipes with these quarterbacks.
You ain't lying. That is factual. So I did want. So I'm glad you mentioned the quarterbacks. You did go to the Jacksonville Giants game. I'm going to keep asking this question until we have a definitive answer. But if I'm the Giants, do I now have to pay Saquon and Daniel Jones?
I think you have to pay Saquon. I'm not sure about Daniel Jones.
He's making some throws, man.
He is. No, he's making some plays. I just don't see the franchise guy. I don't.
Hold
To
on
me,
real quick,
Saquon
Kenny.
is
Y'all know that Nick Foles is going to be the backup quarterback for the Colts this coming week?
really.
So
I'm
they
about to
said
say he
Matt
might be next
Ryan got
up.
a separated shoulder, so that's
He
why
might.
he's out.
Okay, he might be. That's his MO to come in and to right the ship.
When
So
they
they
ain't got
might
no
throw him
pressure
in there
expectation.
and get rolling.
Man, I thought Nick Foles was out the league though. So when I see his name popped
Hey,
up, I was like, "Whoa, he playing backup?"
keep getting paid, Nick Foles. Don't let nobody stop you from getting your bag.
Yes,
But
indeed.
no, I'm just, to me, Saquon is a special talent. It's just been a matter of health. We know that when he's on the field, like somebody, the way he runs and his vision, his speed, he's got the whole package. It's just a matter of him staying on the field. So to me, you gotta now, having said that, I'm probably giving him like a 3 or a 4 year deal. I'm not giving him no long contract. I'm giving him maybe a 3 with an option for a 4 or something like that, because we know that once running backs get into their mid-20s, that's when they start kind of going downhill. So I'm not going to sign him to no super long contract, but I definitely would give him like 3 to 4 years.
Okay.
I think I'm gonna sign. I think I want to sign both. I don't think there's another quarterback even in the draft coming out, and
Be available when they pick.
there's nobody really available that you can say if you swap Daniel Jones out now that the Giants have a better chance of winning. At least not right now. Things can change. How college football can get hot towards the end of the season, but I think you find a way to keep Daniel Jones around until you find something better. Because it's not like he's Sam Darnold or Jared Goff right now. I'm back. But it's not like he's playing back. Like he's playing within a system, and this new system is starting to work. It's working for him. Whether they split him out, whether he's making the Danny Dimes throws. You know what I mean? But I think you find a way to at least keep him around till you find something else better.
And I would my follow up to that. I like what you like. If you're going, and this is always my issue when people fire the coach. Okay, cool. I fired a coach. Then what?
Mm-hmm.
Like, who's available that's an upgrade? Like, I get the outrage, but I don't. I switched to the Brooklyn-Memphis game while it's at halftime. We'll get to basketball here in a minute because we got a good amount to get to. But somebody just missed a dunk on a breakaway. Just not a good look. Shaq and the
fool.
Hey, ain't nobody's beating James Harden with the shoulder shimmy then hitting the side of the backboard. That's the Shaq and the fool of the year for me.
Oh, I mean, we just saw AD. Who was it? Valanciunas was like, nah, I ain't even going out there and hit the side of the backboard. So we got some candidates here early.
Yeah, but you can't drop a dude, then shoulder shimmy, and then hit the side of the backboard.
But you at least get credit for the dropping of the dude.
No. You got to finish the play. No.
So hold on. So if when James Harden dropped Wesley Johnson, and if he didn't hit that shot, it wouldn't have mattered.
Not to me.
Yeah, when he spun it and waited for him.
You got to finish the play.
It's a 2-part play. He gets a C, not an A.
You get a C minus.
Okay, I'll go with that. You got it. You got at least
can't fight that. At least I'm passing.
Yeah. Never mind. I ain't gonna. We'll get there.
Because I'm old school, man. If the oohs and the ahs without the finish, without the bucket, that's all styling.
But you can still, especially in today's world, you can still clip the drop. We ain't gotta play the rest of the play.
Like I said, I'm old school.
Add that to the highlight reel, and then you know what happened. Why we ain't see the rest of the play. But I do want to. We're about halfway through, so I do want to go ahead and make that pivot. Over to
the Timberwolves are losing to the Spurs by 30.
Yes, indeed. Make that 34.
What have we?
Well, I'm glad you shared that because the Utah Jazz are also 3-0, and they're 4 points down on the Rockets. And your Philadelphia 76ers are defeated.
Time out. That's Christine.
Yeah,
Kenny picked the Sixers to go to the finals.
That ain't my team, though. I'm a Knicks fan.
Okay, all right, so we're getting into semantics. You know what I'm saying? The team.
No, we
won
don't.
tonight. Hey, they won tonight.
I mean, if the Sixers is his team, DeAndre Ayton is your man.
Right, exactly.
Because, yep, we're going to take it there. We in basketball season now. We're going to take it there. But let's go DeAndre Ayton.
Hey, so I'm glad bring that up. He's played really well this year. I know.
Don't try to drop on this bandwagon now.
I'm not.
Right, you don't say.
Don't do that. I ain't no bandwagon. What I'm saying is I'm trying to give the man some credit. He's been playing well this year. That's all I've been asking. If I said he's not max, he's showing me this year. Maybe it's the chip on the shoulder. Maybe it's the lack of Monty Williams conversation.
Maybe the touches he's getting.
It maybe that. Y'all
bingo.
But he's in the
bingo.
He's not in the
maybe he's able to finish the games this year.
I'm seeing the games I'm watching. He's shooting a lot of jumpers still. So it's not like they're putting him in the post and letting him go to work. But he's killing
it's about touches. It's about touches.
It is. I agree. And so I'm trying to get a man some credit. I'm saying, hey, I might have jumped the gun, or he's just proven he's taking the lead. Maybe he's taking the lead. That's all I'm saying. But they got a big game coming up. I think tomorrow versus Golden State. So we'll see. Mm-hmm. But through 3 games, he's looked good. That's all I'm saying. But the question is, what is going on in the NBA? I just want to give you guys a couple things here. Orlando, unfortunately, 0-3. Not terribly surprising, but I did expect a little bit more. Again, we're 3 games through the season, so ain't nobody overreacting to that extent. But I do see the Bulls, Heat, Raptors, and Sixers with losing records. And then I look, and I got Charlotte at 2-1 without Bridges. Ball's been out. Atlanta, I told y'all, DeJounte Murray coming. Now
we all said that. Mm-hmm. We all agreed on that one.
Mm-hmm. But if they got to make a choice, I'm telling you, he gonna put some pressure. But then I go out west. The top 2 seeds are Utah and Portland. In Minnesota, I may have killed them too much. They are still 2-1. Granted, they're getting blown out tonight. I thought they had lost more games than that. I didn't know they were.
It happens. We're not gonna make too much of it.
But then I got the Lakers, Kings, Thunder, and Rockets all at 0-3. So I got the 2 top picks in the draft because Smith went second, right? Oh no. Actually, no. You can add in Chet. Ain't nobody got no wins. The Thunder, Rockets, and Orlando have 0 wins. So again, Paolo, he's been balling. I don't care what y'all say. I picked him as my rookie of the year.
Man, Shorty is something special. I don't know. I didn't expect him to be like this.
Yeah, now he was always my pick for the to be the number 1 pick in the draft because he has a combination of size and versatility. He can score from anywhere on the floor, he can create his own shot. He's got an NBA ready body. Like you see him already catching bodies. He already dunked on somebody in his first game. So he's the guy that they're gonna build their team around. So it's just they got to get some more talent in there around him.
I think they need more veterans down in Orlando.
I agree with you.
Because you hooping that's like an AAU team down in Orlando, man. I ain't even gonna hold you. Like they got good ballers down there, but they don't have no veteran leadership to try to guide these young guys. You know what I mean? But yeah, they balling down there.
And actually, I do want to add a name to the list of Keegan Murray, who plays for the Kings, who are also
I like him.
But I do believe Murray, and I think I did say this on here. If not, I'm saying it again early. Murray and Paolo are the two for me. Like I watched him.
Mhm.
I think he was at Iowa. He can play.
Yeah.
He has a smooth game. He can play
shoot it.
offense. He can shoot it.
Yep.
Like I just like his game, and I don't think he got the same kind of hype as Chet and Jabari, but he can hoop.
He can.
Mhm.
So I think Sacramento's just in that place that I don't know what's wrong with him. It's like Jacksonville to me. It's like the talent's there. De'Aaron Fox has been playing well. Murray's been playing well. Even Sabonis has played pretty good this year when you look at the stats. But they 0-3.
They ain't have no identity. Up in Sacramento.
And also, you got to think about too. You got a new coach who's trying to implement a new system, so he's trying to figure out rotations. He's trying to figure out how to utilize guys, and what plays work and what plays don't. So it's going to be a little transition period.
And actually, I want to pull that back just a little bit because I actually looked at the schedule. So they started a home game against Portland, who apparently is pretty good. They lost by 7. Next game, Clippers lost by 2.
Good team. Yep.
Next game, Warriors lost by 5.
Yeah. So I would. I would be encouraged actually if I'm a Kings fan.
Except the next game is against the Grizzlies. And then the next game
to start.
And then the next game is against the Heat.
Yeah, you're not catching no breaks.
So it's and then you get the Hornets, but they 2-1 now. So it's like,
you might catch one of these teams though, because one of them teams might be playing a back to back, or eventually one of these teams might start. One of their players might start low management early.
Yeah, but then I go to November and it's another Heat game. Then they get the Magic, which they should handle that. But then it's another Warriors game. Then it's the Cavaliers. Then they get the Lakers.
You're in the West, so you're not really,
But even the East teams, they got the Miami Heat twice in like the first week.
Well, you got to think about it. This year, I think that's why we're so excited about this season is, and shameless plug, NBA preview episode out in the Key Radio Show. Go check it out. Listen to your podcast. I think we have a lot of parity. I think legitimately, you could make a case that there's at least 4 or 5 teams that you could say have a chance to be able to win a championship this year.
I ain't gonna hold you. I think it's more than that right now.
You're probably right.
Because if I'm including someone like Philly in that conversation at 1-3, like Atlanta's look good. Boston, we didn't know what they would look like. I think they're losing tonight, but they've looked good.
Like the same team from last year. They're like they on the same page, picking up where they start when they finished off last year.
And they still got Robert Williams that'll be back. Horford's been in and out. So I to your point, Kenny, I think I would make it 6 or 7 teams I think are legitimately contenders if we start talking Memphis, Dallas, Golden State,
Denver.
I was literally, you took the words out of my mouth. Denver's look good. Like Jokic he's not putting up the same. He's putting up a lot of numbers in 3 categories, but it's not 30, 40, and 10 and 11.
He almost got a triple double opening night.
So like and then the Nets, are they a contender? Because right now they keep losing. And tonight is troubling for me if I'm a Nets fan, because Durant's 14 of 18 with 35, 4 and 4. Kyrie's 8 of 17, 24 and 4. And we getting beat. Like,
it's all on the defensive side. Once that's the key to them being able to be a contender. They're going to have to fix their issues defensively at us, because you just can't go into games trying to outscore people every night.
And to your point, they've given up 114 points.
That's what I'm saying.
117 with 9 minutes left in the fourth. Desmond Bane is 6 of 8 for 3.
Yeah, so
Ja Morant is 3 of 4. Like,
I hate to say it, and we talked about this too on the NBA preview episode, but it's going to be at some point that hot seat is starting. It's going to heat up on Steve Nash.
You think they're going to blame him given the offseason if the team's not successful? And you integrating Ben Simmons, because defensively, we know that's not the strength of his. That was never the strength of his game as a player. So why would it be a strength of his as a coach? So I think what happens, and y'all can correct me if I'm wrong, a lot of times if you have like Andy Reid, not a great defensive mind per se, but you hire people that are.
And who's
We've
the
seen
who's the
Mike
defensive
Brown.
coordinator for the Nets?
I don't know.
That's my point.
It's not there, but this is one. Excuse me. This is one of the instances. My bad.
You good?
But to me, this is one of the instances where the players are too good to put bad defense on coaching. Y'all won rings. Y'all know what it takes. Kevin Durant, you've been there. So yes, Steve Nash is not a good coach. I think we can all assume that. But y'all know I'm a Kyrie guy. I can't give you a pass because you told me y'all didn't need a coach. So either you need to amend said statement.
Yeah, I think he did,
point,
though.
You're starting to throw shots at your coach.
Yeah. But you know what, though? I think that they did. I think that one of the things that they acknowledged, especially offensively, is that they were too ISO heavy. So, and that was on KD and Kyrie. So we noticed that. But I'm just saying, in terms of them acknowledging that was in terms of your point about them not needing a coach. Like they realized that they got to move the ball offensively to be more successful. Now the next thing is to address your issues defensively, because anybody will tell you defense is about effort and communication. So those are the two things that you have to have in order to be a good defensive team. Like you gotta be committed to helping, you gotta be committed to communicate, you gotta be committed to rebounding. So those are the three phases of defense. So you gotta touch, talk, take, as we say, because the game is about ball screens. So you gotta talk through every ball screen, and you gotta be committed to. And you gotta have some type of philosophy, whether it's are you hedging screen and roll, are you switching screen and rolls, you know what I'm saying? Are you locking in chases? And like I don't see that there's a philosophy defensively. All I see is just a bunch of switches. And to me, all is that's going to eventually lead to a bunch of mismatches. So I think they're going to have to make some type of adjustment, even if you got to go zone. Like we know that the Nets aren't they don't have a lot of great individual defenders besides Ben Simmons.
But I disagree, and that's my point. If you can't tell me what
and Royce O'Neal, who's another besides those two.
That's almost half the starting five. And
KD's
a good rim protector.
And that's two guys though. Like you got five.
How many? Most teams don't have two.
Well, I'm saying you're going to go to the bench at some point. So my point is that like you at some point in an NBA game, you're going to have 4 to 5 guys that could get their shot at any point in time. So having 2 that could guard and 3 that can't, look at that. You just do the math.
That's fine. I'll submit to that take. I just disagree. There's no way Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving, Ben Simmons, and Royce O'Neal and Nick Claxton should be giving up 130 points. I don't care who the coach is.
That's a commitment to defense. It's on both of them, though. It's on the players.
I agree.
The coaches to figure it out.
But I have no expectations of the coach because I don't think he's a good coach. So I'm not going to kill him because he's not good.
So
you got Mike D'Antoni and you got Steve Nash as your coach. You know you ain't no defense.
Well, they got rid of D'Antoni.
All right. You ready to say if you still got D'Antoni on.
And what I'm hearing maybe I heard it was a report about. I think it might have been First Take where I heard that they were talking about trying to get Udoka back. Let's see if the Celtics will let him out of his contract to have him come back and be the coach, because we do know that he's a defensive guy. So you could bring in whoever you want. You could bring the best defensive coach in the world. If the players aren't committed to it, it don't matter.
Yeah, but I think different voices get different results.
They do.
There's a level of respect that I think he would demand. And I'm glad you brought him up because we kind of spoke about how I mentioned, how Boston has overcome, obviously, him being out. But there needs to be something done about how they've handled that situation. Like suspending a man for a year but not firing him is almost cruel and unusual. Like given the crime, quote unquote, a year suspension. Like,
how come he's the only one getting the punishment?
And
nobody covering the story no more. So I don't know what's the rank. I guess it's over.
Well, look, let me tell y'all something. So, because I was with Rod for the majority of his career. Matter of fact, I lived in Portland for a period of time while he was playing with the Blazers. I've been in those tunnels. I've been in the hotels, the whole nine. When I tell you, I could tell you some stuff that'll make your hair stand on the back of your head. So this whole sanctimonious, this whole holier than thou, it's nonsense because the wild stuff that goes on at these games and hotels, it's literally groupies everywhere you look. So if you wanted to get some at any point in time after the game, look, I used to get played. I ain't even play. I wasn't no pro, but just because I was rolling with Rod, I would get girls coming up to me trying to holler. So you could just imagine what the players, you know what I'm saying? And the coaches, like anybody that's in that position, you're gonna have to fight them off. So and miss me with that. Everybody's getting a freak on. So knock it off. Don't act like this is some big old controversy.
But I guess that's the question I've had, and we're media people at this point. Like, what responsibility does, and I'm going to put it on rightfully or wrongfully, I'm not going to go to Kanye route, but on black media. Why the same energy they have for yay and negative? I don't see the support here. And I think that's kind of what he was talking about. When I was in a bad situation, y'all ain't support me. I did something crazy and now y'all talking. Mm-hmm. Udoka's credibility to me is too great. From what I've heard, I've never met the man in my life. But the way people talked about him before this came out, he deserves way more grace than this for what he did. Like, there was no crime committed. It was a potentially team rule that was broken. It ain't even a real rule.
It was an indiscretion. Well, it's something that they was doing during their private time, their personal time. It wasn't. Miss me with that.
So I think it's nasty. I am glad that the team is doing well because there's a lot of people on that team I like. But
credit to Joe Mazzulla. Credit to Joe Mazzulla.
He's figured it out. He's figuring it out, and the team is playing well. They bounced back well because obviously we've seen what happens when you lose championships. Teams struggle. Mm-hmm. And right now, like I said, they should lose tonight to Chicago, which at some point we got to get Mike Hughes on here because I don't know what to make of Chicago right now either.
At least the Bears winning right now.
Bears is doing all right. Bears is doing all right. It looks like Bailey Zappi may have come down to earth a little bit, which we knew what happened.
Yep.
Like he had a hungover at Zappi hour.
That'll do it. But the Bears
might be coming to an end.
Mac Jones' job is secured.
No, I don't think that at all. But we're gonna see. But there's been talk, Adam Silver, about relegating teams like the European leagues to oppose tanking. I'm not totally against the idea, but if you relegate one team, you got to elevate a team.
Hold on. I don't say that again. Hold up. You said Adam Silver wants a European team to tank?
No. So in soccer, when
you get moved down a division,
you get moved down if you don't hit a certain threshold. So say you don't make the play-in tournament, everybody else would get moved out. Say that's 5 teams, and then they would bring up the 5 best teams from, like, in this example, the G League.
Okay.
That don't work.
No.
Ain't no G League team
about
to be playing, and ain't nobody buying tickets to go see G League players.
Like, so hold on. So you telling me, if the Pelicans, decent team this year, I feel like they're a good playoff team. So you telling me they had a down year, and one of those G League teams is having a great year, just because they're in the G League. And you telling me you're going to take the Pelicans and take them away and put a G League team into the playoffs or play-in?
No, I think they would just
see how this is going to work.
Put into it would start the next season in the league, so they would replace the Pelicans. At least that's how it works in soccer.
Oh no! All right, go ahead and finish.
And I don't understand exactly. I mean, I guess it's a tradition over there, so they get away with it, but I think that ideology is a little crazy, especially when I got the Jazz at 3-0.
Yeah, I don't think tanking is that bad. I think it's a reach.
And so I
thought the NBA finally got that tanking situation over with. You know what I mean? I think teams don't no longer tank just to be a number one overall pick. You know what I mean? I don't like. See, Adam Silver's doing too much for me. He trying to do this in-season tournament. You trying to do? I don't like it. I don't like it.
And that's where I was going. Like, I've been a big fan of Adam Silver for a long time. But his stances on a couple things recently just got me a little uneasy. The way he's handled the Robert Sarver situation,
mm-hmm.
It ain't bad. It just ain't what I would like.
Right.
The China thing that happened a couple years ago with the owner and even LeBron, I ain't really like that. I'm not with speaking up on certain. I think we talked about it on here. Speaking up about some stuff, but not speaking up on others, and that's a huge issue. And social media right now is Kanye West loses every deal he's ever had because he talked about one community, but nobody said nothing when he wore a shirt that could have made a certain community upset. And I just don't. I know it's a reality, but I just don't like it. I don't like, to your point, the media games that I believe are starting to be played by some of these people. I get it, but I just don't like it. So shout out to the Jazz. Shout out to who else is, I forget who else I had at that's Portland. I was somebody that has been critical of Damian Lillard. And I mean, I'm still critical of him because he got to figure out in the playoffs. But I did not have them at 3-0 either. And Simons hasn't even been playing that great. Lillard's had a couple huge games. I don't know that their schedule has been super tough yet, but you figure it out. And right now they're getting blasted by the Nuggets 14-3. But no, I can't say it. They beat the Kings, they beat the Suns, and they beat the Lakers. All games were close, but they won them. So we'll see how long they continue on that route. With that being said, we got to talk about that team. For one, I know we used to have a guy, we can say his name, Freddie. Hope Freddie's doing well. Me and Freddie made a bet. I don't remember what the bet was, but I'm pretty sure I picked the Clippers to do better than the Lakers, and I think we had $100 on it. But I'm not going to take the time to go find it. But this Russell Westbrook narrative, I'm over it. Like, we get it. He is who he is. But you can't be killing Russ for taking a shot when you up 1 and you 2 of 9 and you shooting air balls from 40 feet. Like, he played the least amount of minutes as a starter and didn't have no turnovers. He missed the shot. It was an open shot. It was a 2-for-1 shot. Like, and then they bring Bron in and what do you think? And Bron, he handled it respectfully, which a lot of times I think he'd be shooting at his teammates and he ain't go for it. And I'm really over lazy media that keeps doing that. And that's what Kevin Durant was kind of saying. Like, we get it, but now it's just like extra. Like, y'all just ain't got y'all aren't creative enough. Y'all aren't watching the games enough to realize there's other problems. But we just want to keep saying Russ is the problem. You asking the coach, Ham, should he be benched? What about the rest of the team? Like, I don't really understand the hate to this extreme. Like, cool. He's not what he used to be. Cool. He makes some plays he shouldn't make. But y'all acting like everybody else is just balling out of control and he the only guy not balling. That ain't true. And that game, the game before that, I think we was live when it was on. He was the best player on the court for a period of time. Like, I'm kind of over the Russ hate, and I am not a Russ guy. Y'all think I don't like Ayton? I feel similar or worse about Russ. So this is not me being a Russ fan talking. I'm just over this narrative and this way that they're covering him. Like, he don't do nothing right. Like, he was 0 of 11 the other night. Point that out. But if he comes back and he's 7 of 10, point that out. So I hope we get to a better place with media, especially with him, because I'm kind of tired of that. But that's my 2 cents. Dev, what's up with your Lakers this year?
We ain't got no damn shooters. We ain't got no shooters. You got all players that can go inside and no shooters. Nobody kick it out to you. Russ, a driving dish type guy. LeBron, a dish type guy. AD, not a bad shooter, but you ain't going. He's not no Klay Thompson or anything in that nature. Walker, he's just a play above the rim type guy. Austin Reeves, he's just a guy that 1 minute he's hot, then the next minute he's disappeared.
Jag.
Toscano Anderson, he's just a defensive player. He's just a guy that can give you.
Why they did that, and I like the Warriors guy, but that pickup didn't make no sense to me.
Kendrick Nunn, somebody that like you ain't trying to give him no minutes.
He had a good game one, and we ain't really heard from him since.
Right, you know what I mean. So it's just like you got rid of all. Even though we was bad at shooting last year, Melo 39%, Clint Bazemore like 36%, but all those guys that was in the 30s and in the low 40% is no longer on the team. No longer. So now you have guys like when the defense collapse on LeBron and AD and they looking to kick out, you're kicking out players that needs to drive in. That you ain't kicking out players that can shoot. You're kicking out the Pat Beverly, and he's hoping and praying that he can get one of those nights that he can start throwing his jersey in the crowd like, I saved y'all. He is waiting for that night to come. Like every time he shoots, I be like, look at him. He is waiting for it. He's waiting for that day to be like, I saved y'all. I told y'all that LeBron and AD need me. And you know what I mean? It's just like, once again, the Lakers have no identity. You know what I mean? We got stars, but what's the identity of the team? Russ, I'm a Russ fan. And I hate to say it, Russ has to go. He has to go. It's not because of his play. It's not because of anything in that nature. It's a distraction. He's a distraction. It seems like it doesn't matter if he's going to have a nice game or is he going to have an 0 from 11 game. He's going to be a distraction. It's like every question you want to ask AD and LeBron. So Russ. Russ. So then Russ. So then Russ. And then you ask Coach Ham. So what about Russ? Russ is like you just said, Ray. Like Russ ain't the only person that's on this team. He is not. He's not having the bag. He's being Russ. He's doing what Russ normally do. He's trying out here playing 110%, trying to give you maximum effort, and hopefully that maximum effort can give you that spark that he normally gives you. You know what I mean? But it seems just like every downfall that the Lakers are going to have is going to be about Russ. So I just think trade Russ away and see what your team is really like. See who's going to be your guy that gives you that 110% max. See who's that guy that doesn't matter how y'all talk about him. He still comes out every game and try to play his best. When you lose that type of player, and now you having LeBron out here trying to figure it out. You got AD who's always in street clothes more than he's in his uniform. Then you got all these role players. The only person I'm looking forward to hope that maybe help the Lakers out is Dennis Schroeder whenever he comes back, because he's more of a guard that you give him a rock, he can give you a spark of 10 points real quick. And
whose minutes get better?
That's the question.
You play Schroeder, whose minutes you cutting?
It looked like it's going to have to be Nunn's. You already cut Nunn's already. You know what I mean? You chopped this man way before he can even get started. And
Nunn had 23 minutes in the first game, went 13 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists on 5 of 9 shooting. The Clippers, he played 11 minutes, 0 of 7. In Portland, he played 10 minutes, 0 of 3.
See, you just cutting them each game, and I'm pretty sure I think we got another game. Wednesday? I'm pretty sure we ain't gonna see this guy.
That's not enough minutes, even if he ain't playing.
Yeah, it ain't. To me, this is more on Rob Pelinka. You know, we were talking about Steve Nash being an issue in Brooklyn. To me, this is Rob Pelinka is in over his head.
He should have been. He should have left when Frank Vogel left.
Yeah, I don't know what Jeannie was thinking. Like, maybe it's her loyalty to Kobe. But this roster, it's been ever since Magic left. This roster has gone downhill fast, and everybody tried to
argue take it downhill.
No, because if you don't have Magic, there's no LeBron. So,
but if you have no LeBron,
and you don't get AD if you don't have LeBron.
But you don't trade your whole future
championship if you don't. Right, but I'm saying you don't win a championship if you don't have LeBron and AD. So the ends justify the means.
If you are going to take that stance, you also have to acknowledge that those decisions led to where you are today.
Well,
no shooters.
Fair enough, but you can't. That necessarily. Maybe you don't know that Magic made those trades because think about it: Clarkson, Lonzo Ball, Julius Randle,
Brandon
Ingram. All of those guys came on his. Yeah, all of those guys came on Magic's watch. So, like, maybe Randall might have been.
No, they came. Some of them came a little year before Magic.
Yeah, Randall might have came before him. But the point of the matter is that you had a lot of young talent, and to me, like, if you don't have a strong front office guy, because if you let LeBron run the team, all he's going to do is just say trade for veterans because he wants to win now.
So you think if Magic stays and Rob doesn't, they don't trade for AD?
No, I think they still would have traded for AD.
I don't think they'd have gave up so much to get AD.
Right, and I don't think that they would have let some of that other talent, like the KCPs, walk away. I don't think you see Alex
walk away.
He was in the Rush trade. KCP didn't walk initially. He got traded to Washington with Kuzma.
So that's what I'm saying. So my point is that I don't think that trade happens for us. I don't think Magic makes that trade for us because
Magic has been complimentary of Russ
because he's trying to hold the line. He's just being a good company man. But I don't think he would have been because LeBron is your best point guard on that team. Like you putting him and Russ together, that was a bad mix from the jump. And
but
go ahead. No, I was just saying
the narrative has been LeBron doesn't need to have the ball in his hand as much. He's older. So that's why they went and got a Russ.
LeBron has always had the ball. No, LeBron has always had the ball in his hands.
But that's the point. They've been trying to turn this team over to AD since AD got there. Because they want
you can't turn it over to a guy that's always on the street clothes.
What the messaging has been. Every year we hear this is supposed to be AD's team. And it hasn't been. So if I'm if I'm Rob, you got to do something. And if LeBron is saying, nah, I don't want two role players and Turner and Hield. I don't want washed Wall. Well, I think he might have wanted John, but they didn't want to give up the draft compensation, which at this point looks like they could have got a steal. But
they could have got Buddy Hield before they did the Russ deal.
Mm-hmm. But my point is, I in my thought process, and I could be wrong, I think LeBron wanted another star versus a role player. Buddy Hield's a role player. I don't care what anybody says. He doesn't move the needle.
But he don't
move the needle in Sacramento.
He don't have the final say. LeBron can say all he wants to. Rob Pelinka is the one that's going to pull the trigger.
Technically, you are right. But we all know how this thing works, especially with him. He's done it everywhere he went, except Miami, and he left because they wouldn't let him do it. So if I'm Jeannie and I remember what it was like as Kobe was aging before LeBron got here, do I really want to alienate and piss LeBron off and he leave and we've gutted our team for him? Because that's what happens.
To me, that's even more the reason why you wouldn't listen to him because you saw what happened with Kobe.
I don't follow. What do you mean?
So in other words, the fact that you catered to Kobe, and while he was on the downslope, and basically you didn't build the team around a viable team around him. It was basically Kobe going for 50 and everybody else just standing there and watching. So my point is that you have to do what's in the best interest of your team that's going to build you, give you the best chance to be a contender moving forward. Like, you know that there's only a finite period of time in which LeBron James is going to be able to play this game. So you have to have some pieces We have to have some younger guys. I don't care. I don't care what he said. I don't care. He could get mad all he wants to, but he's going to be gone at some point. You still got to be able to be a contender. Basically, now all your young pieces are gone. So once LeBron retires, they're going to be trash.
So that brings me
trash
to
with LeBron right now.
Fact.
I ain't want to say it, but
that brings me. But that brings me to Dev's point then. So then I don't trade Russ, because the only way I trade Russ is to give up more future picks. So if you're saying we already gutted our future, we have no future, I want to give up
then
more.
Why
picks.
wouldn't you trade Russ to get some picks?
Because it's not to get, but I haven't heard a package where anybody's willing to give them picks back, and they don't need picks; they need players. If you trade Russ,
yeah, that's fair.
You need one, the money got to match. So $47 million is a ton of draft picks from whoever would be getting Russ. They're not giving you that much draft compensation to cover the $47 million. Second, they got to pay the $47 million. Third, the contracts got to match. So I feel like
percentage.
Within the percentage. I think it's like 15% or something. I don't know the exact number.
Yeah, I think you're right.
That limits your pool exponentially. And if my pool is, I saw Terry Rozier was a target today. If my pool is Miles Turner and Buddy Hield,
if I'm Genie Conley and Rudy Gay and Clarkson,
like what is that going to do? Like what?
I take Clarkson.
I take
Clarkson. If those deals,
and Conley can knock down some shots. So that
Conley can't stay healthy, and you're still trading for another point guard. You got 5 of them,
and that's
you got 5. You got like 6 of them. Shoot, the whole roster is built off of 6'4" and under. You got Lonnie Walker, you got Dennis Schroeder, you got Russell Westbrook, you got Kendrick Nunn, you got Anderson is like 6'6". You know what I mean? So the team is already little already.
And Conley has an injury history, just like the other point guards on the team. So I haven't seen a deal that got me like, oh, not since the Kyrie Irving talk died. Kyrie Irving moves the needle. Buddy Hield and Miles Turner don't do it to me. Mike Conley, Jordan Clarkson, that's more offense. Mike Conley ain't guarding nobody at this point in his career. Not for real. He ain't Drew Holiday. So we're not fixing a defensive situation. And now it's another ball handler that's going to have to fight with LeBron to have the ball, when the ball should be in LeBron's hand. Like, I would get rid of almost all these point guards. Pat Bev, Russell, Dennis Schroeder. I'm getting rid of all of them. LeBron's the point guard. And now I will go get a wing guy and bring him in.
I keep Schroeder because him and LeBron played good that 1 year that Schroeder played with LeBron in LA. I might keep Schroeder.
Schroeder is a personality to me that I don't see the future of what they got. And I don't see nothing coming next year. You can say Russ will be or he'll be gone, so that frees up a max slot. But I just don't know who's free next year that's going to want to come play there.
Draymond.
Right.
Draymond. No, Draymond.
You
heard he talking, it's been rumors circulating if he don't get this contract with Golden State, he wouldn't mind coming to LA and playing with LeBron.
They dapping up in the middle of the game. They're not.
I'm trying to tell you. I'm gonna let you know now. If Draymond decides to be a Laker, that will be the day that I will not watch NBA. I ain't gonna jump ship, but I will not watch no Laker game.
You taking the year off?
I'm taking the whole year off.
What if he signed a 4-year deal?
I'm taking 4 years off then. You know what I mean? The only time that we gonna be talking with me on here is doing NFL. When it comes to NBA, my screen gonna be like this. Screen gonna be off, yo. No, you're not gonna get me with that.
That's hilarious.
Quiet as it's kept, this Bill Belichick defense is currently getting torn apart. 26-14, Bears are driving again.
So
defense
over this, thank God for Ramondre Stevenson got me a win, because otherwise this defense is doing nothing. I don't even know how to get me 6 points. I'm up by 3 points. So I should be okay.
because the Bears fooling around scored 2 more touchdowns.
I know they keep on checking down, but they keep on checking down to Stevenson in the backfield.
Okay.
I should be all right.
So you're getting the catches. I got you.
Yeah.
All right. We're gonna see, kind of what comes of it. So we did the Lakers talk. Now we got to talk about Kenny's pick to win the finals. They get a W tonight. I have not checked the stats. I'm trying to pull up.
Who did you choose on the finals, Kenny?
Harden. I picked Memphis and Philly.
Yeah, that's not gonna happen, but it's all good. It's all good. What do I want to say here? Because I like these players. I'll ask this question. Based on what you've seen out of PJ Tucker this year, do y'all believe James Harden made the right decision in giving back the money to help sign other people based on what we're seeing so far? I'll start with you, Dev.
I say yeah. I don't think James Harden's that. He didn't prove nothing last year. It was just nothing but down talk about James Harden. Oh, he's out of shape. Oh, he didn't do this. James Harden's not this type of player. He fell off. He did lost years and all this other stuff. So I think it was just safe for him to go ahead and take the deal that he took this year because he didn't show us that he was a max player. So you're going to have to show that you are a team player now. You're going to have to help out. You're going to need your defense because James Harden don't play defense. PJ Tucker do. Montrezl Harrell. Montrezl Harrell play defense. James Harden don't play defense. You know what I mean? And you need a big man behind Embiid. So I think James Harden did the right move, the safe move. You see, he came to camp in great shape. Looked like the James Harden old a little bit. So if he can show that he can keep his nutrition and keep in shape, then maybe next year James Harden will be trying to be like, look, guys, I'm back. You know what I mean? At least give me 2 more years on this deal. You know what I mean? Just to keep myself relevant. But I think he did what he's supposed to do. I think he did the right move.
And just a quick update or his stat, he's at 26.8 points, 48.6 field goal percentage, 8.5 rebounds, 9.8 assists. Sounds like he's underpaid. And when I look at tonight, they beat the Pacers, who I don't think any of us have much respect for. But
damn.
If I'm wrong, correct me. But who on that team?
But I got a little respect for him. I like Hollenberg. I like Buddy Hield. I really don't know the team too much.
Exactly.
But
and you won't need them. They ain't going nowhere. But I look at
he ain't lying,
but golly, he can at least sugarcoat it a little bit.
Yeah, put a little.
Who are you sugarcoating bad play for? Like, they're not good. It's okay. You're not. They'll get better, maybe not. But as it stands, they're not good.
He is a Carson
Wentz
is Commanders fan, so he knows what not good looks like. So we got to give him that.
We will see y'all again with Taylor Heineke.
Yeah, Meineke discount my foots. I'm not worried about him.
Well, I mean, I guess you're right, considering your $70 million quarterback is just a game manager, so that makes sense.
Yeah, that's winning games.
You won a game.
Winning games.
All right. So you still think Dak's a better quarterback, better value quarterback than Taylor Heineke? That's what you're saying?
I'm saying that we will go further with Dak Prescott than you will ever go with Heineke.
We disagree.
Clearly.
No, hey, it is what it is. One guy beats Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers. Another guy loses to Tom Brady. So what do you want me to do with that?
Yeah.
Certainly.
Let's move on.
I mean, I feel like that's a big deal. So, considering big deals, Zion Williamson, he's been in shape. Will tell y'all, I've been a little concerned with his energy. I've been watching him. he hadn't been super aggressive with rebounding the ball. He just kind of be loafing a little bit. It's interesting to watch. I don't think he knows how to fit into that offense right now. But he had a fast break. It did not look like he got hit that hard, but he had a bad fall. So the hip contusion or something.
He caught back for that dunk though.
It didn't look like he got hit hard enough to fall like that. And I ain't him. I wasn't in the air. I didn't get hit by the 230-pound gentleman, but is this who Zion is? His athleticism in one form or another, is that ultimately going to be his downfall? I'll start with you, Kenny.
I don't think it's going to necessarily be his downfall, but I don't think it's going to lead to a longevity. So, you only have a certain amount of jumps in your body. So, like, he's going to have to round out the rest of his game and his skill set to be able to maintain a long career, because you can only dunk the ball for so long. Even if you look at the greats like the Michael Jordans and, even the Kobe Bryants, like, he struggled when he first came in the league shooting the ball, but he put in the work and then he became a deadly shooter. Same thing with MJ. So, and I'm not putting Zion in terms of that category of being an all-time great. Just he's got a lot to prove. But my point is that he's going to have to round out his skill set and really focus on becoming a well-rounded player that doesn't have to rely on his athleticism as much to be able to impact the game. So, and he's young, so he has plenty of time to be able to do that. But it's definitely going to be one of those things to where he's going to really need to develop that jump shot. I think that's the biggest thing. He's going to have to develop that jump shot, so he doesn't have to attack the rim as much. You can see that with Ja this year, you've seen that he's improved that jump shot where he doesn't have to attack the rim as much. And I think that's really going to be the key part for Zion to be able to, in his next step of his development, because as long as you keep attacking the rim, as long as you keep jumping, this is a physical league. Eventually, somebody's going to hit you. You're going to fall, land the wrong way, all of that good stuff. So he's going to have to really develop that jumper to be able to have a long career.
Okay. I understand that. Dev, your thoughts on Zion?
I kind of somewhat agree with Kenny. I think Zion has to go. He's going to have to become fundamental Zion. He's going to have to learn all the fundamentals all over again. Learn how to box out. Learn how to fall when it's necessary. And stop. Every play don't have to be an explosive play. Mm-hmm. I think that's what Zion going to have to learn. Because everything he look for is the kill. And I'm looking like, yo, Zion, it's the tip off of the game, my man. Say some of that down in the fourth quarter. You know what I mean? You straight trying to go for the knockout in the beginning. And to Kenny's point also, I think Zion is also he put too much pressure on himself. He's worrying about, I got to come back. I got to be this. I got to be in this shape. And he's not really fitting in with C.J. McCollum and Ingram a little bit. He looked like he out of place just a little bit. Because I think he's just trying to force himself instead of trying to find his rhythm and be the fundamental part. I think if he, like Kenny said, develop that jump shot a little bit and don't fall into the Julius Randle hand always going left. You're going to have to learn how to go right also. So if he can master those crafts, the fundamentals, not being so explosive all the time, and learn how to use his right, Zion career can go as long as he wanted. But as long as he always want to play this explosive above the rim and putting this amount of pressure on him, I think Zion is going to, be struggling and, have these little knick-knack injuries that are always popping up and freakish plays, how he falling all over the place, stuff like that. I just think he's got to learn how to slow the game down in his pace.
I agree with both y'all. I definitely think I'm not gonna call him Ben Simmons because I think he's better offensively than Ben Simmons, but he is going to have to figure out more to his game, because even if he continues on his trajectory, his body's not gonna hold up. So he might be successful for 2 or 3 years, but he's going to miss games, and he's not going to be able to have the longevity of someone like Vince Carter, who was explosive, but learned how to adapt their game later in their career. Like Derrick Rose has had to learn how to adapt, but it takes time. And now that you've got the money, I feel like you got to reinvest in your craft a little bit more, and I'm not seeing that yet. So I think he's going to be pivotal to their success because I think there's a lot of talent there. But I also think he's going to have to take a couple of jumps. And if he doesn't, that team's not going to fulfill what I believe they're capable of achieving. So
I don't think we're going to see his craft this year, though. I think this is the year. I think he's going to focus on playing majority of the season. You know what I mean? I don't think we're going to see that next jump from him yet until maybe another year or two. Because I think he's focused on at least trying to be relevant in the game before he can try to be he mastering his craft or he developing a whole new craft underneath his belt, which I think he's capable of doing. Because look at the levels he's been on. Each level he's been on, he's kind of showed that he can get better. You know what I mean? I just think somebody had to show him the fundamental. And I think this is where Tim Duncan can come trying to salvage, save his, well, I'm not going to say salvage or save, but develop his career. Just learning how to use the backboard, learning how to, be more fundamental.
And just to update, Bears scored again, but for Kenny Stevenson, another check down reception. So
yes, sir.
He's getting checked down.
Keep being checked down, Charlie, my man, Zach.
Dev, I think you're right. Before we get out of here, I do want to ask y'all two questions. And hopefully this doesn't go super long just because I know the time, but I saw a post and I meant to screenshot it and I didn't. But I think especially if the Warriors win this year, at what point do we revisit the LeBron era and not call it the Steph era?
Yeah, I think especially if they go back to back, that to me that seals it. That is the Steph era. And you beat LeBron multiple times in the finals. Yeah, that seals it. And
you changed the game, kind of.
Right. Yeah.
You elevated the game just a little bit more. Yeah. I was listening to All the Smoke podcast. And they had an interview with I listened to like 3 episodes with them. They had the Dwight Howard, they had Bonzi Wells. Dang, who was the last person?
That name in a minute.
I didn't shout out to Bonzi Wells because I think everybody should go listen to that episode. Because Bonzi Wells, you would have never known that he was he's in the HBCU world.
Yeah,
and he started a combine for the HBCU players. So he got like 30 players to come down who wasn't getting looked at, anything in that nation.
I didn't know he was behind that. So that's
cool. Yeah.
He was behind that. So shout out to Bonzi Wells for that, man. They most definitely shout out to Coach Prime because it seems like Prime has started something, and now everybody is starting to rally behind it. And so shout out to the whole HBCU, man. But I cannot remember who. Oh, they interviewed Klay Thompson. That's who it was, Klay Thompson.
Oh, I gotta check that one out. I didn't see that one.
That interview was also dope too, because Klay he gets a little deep into certain stuff too. But they was having this conversation about why the LeBron era is not called the Steph era. And people was like, and they was going back and forth like, well, LeBron did this. LeBron is the best all-around basketball player and all this other stuff. So it will be more LeBron because he's a more all-around. And then Steven Jackson was like, he's 6'8", 200 and some odd pounds versus Steph Curry is 6'3", $108. Nobody's not going to really remember a 6'3" 180 versus a 6'8", 200 and some odd pound guy coming at you. So LeBron was already had that stature. But check those episodes out. Shout out to them, but it was real good episode.
And that reasoning I couldn't disagree with more. If the small guy keeps beating the big guy, that tells me even more about how much credit I should be giving the small guy.
I think that was the point, though.
But the accolades are hard to argue. Steph's status, his career, LeBron's been playing forever. But since they've both been in the league, one guy has had significantly more team success than the other. One guy might get more all-star votes, but one guy keeps raising that trophy. So we'll see. And I think this is my next question. Will LeBron win another ring before his time is up?
I'm going to say no. Much as I'm a Laker fan.
I'm not saying it.
I'm not saying it. As long as the Lakers keep on building this team without shooters, which you know what I mean.
You're right.
LeBron needs shooters. Every time he went to the finals,
Nick Young had be available. Swaggy P said, "Come get me."
It's a lot of these players that's probably still available. You know what I mean?
About 30 pounds before he can think about it on the floor.
You can tell he ain't nothing but a cheeseburger away from being a clump.
Is there something we need to unpack there?
Did you watch the Big Three?
You ain't see his fight? That boxing match?
Did you watch the Big Three?
I did not watch Nick Young fight. Is that when he fought Blueface? Another interception for the Bears.
This one's over with.
It's over.
I'll do it. Kenny better hope they don't score another touchdown.
So did the Bulls beat the Bulls beat the Celtics?
So I should be all right.
The who? Yeah, the Bulls.
Did the Bulls beat the Celtics?
They got him out of there.
Yeah, Chicago going crazy.
Is a happy man right now.
I know Mike happy. Hey Mike,
I'm surprised he ain't jumping here.
Hey Mike, don't try to tag us all into the Chicago stuff now that both your boys won, man.
No, he already posted. I seen it. He out here trolling.
Let me just be abundantly clear.
Oh, here it comes.
Nobody. Bulls.
Nobody what?
You're my guy. Chicago ain't going nowhere. So that's all I got.
They're better than the Wizards.
Oh.
Ain't don't fix your face and try to know. There's no question that they're better than the Wizards.
Oh.
Based on what? Let's walk through this. I got DeRozan. I got DeRozan and Beal. Is DeRozan exponentially better than Bradley Beal?
I think I'm gonna edge of the Beal just a little bit. I think I'm gonna edge of the Beal.
You forgetting about Zach LaVine?
I got Kyle Kuzma and Kristaps Porzingis been playing this year, and Zach LaVine don't play. So who's next? Because my third is either Kuzma or Porzingis.
Bucci.
I'll take him over either of those, but not by a lot.
You take him over everybody in your front court. He's
as a center, yeah, but he can't do what Kyle Kuzma or Porzingis can do either. He's a better rebounder
when Porzingis on the court.
I mean,
he's another one that can't stay healthy.
All right, so Zach LaVine and Porzingis exit each other out. We taking them out the equation.
No. Zach LaVine is way more productive when he's healthy than Porzingis.
When
I'm not giving you that.
When he's healthy, he's way more. I don't agree with that. I completely disagree. Way more.
There's been times I've seen Zach LaVine drop like 30 and 40, and the Bulls still lost.
But he does one thing. All he does is score. KP's playing defense. He's reading. What
he ain't rebounding. No, we're not doing that. KP is not rebounding.
We ain't rebounding. I was with you. I was with you, Ray. That. I was with you. You slipped on the rebound.
Yeah,
he's averaging 8 a game. He had double digits in 2 out of 3. He got double digits. Is that not?
Let's see if that lasts. Let's see if that lasts.
I'm simply saying, one, we don't have a real center, so he's probably going to get a bunch of rebounds because we ain't got one. Didn't the Lakers? Who signed Thomas Bryant? Didn't y'all sign him?
The Lakers, yeah.
Lakers got.
Where's he at?
I think he's still hurt though.
Yeah, he's still recovering. He played in the preseason, but He didn't play as
him.
much.
I wish we would have kept him. He's all right. He can help you.
Yeah.
He moves the needle to me. But no, I'm not going there. And then if we got Monte Morris as a backup, we got some talent on this roster. They're not way better by any stretch. And for what it's worth,
significantly better, whatever.
And for what it's worth, Washington's 2-1 and Chicago is 2-2 now that they beat the Celtics tonight. They had a losing record. So I hear you.
All right, who's having a better record this year? Knicks or Wizards?
Oh, we beat the Bulls. What is you talking about? We beat them.
Who having a better record this year? Knicks or Bulls? Knicks or Wizards?
That's all I can go off of. But so far this year, we have a better record and we beat them head to head. So how are they better than us?
Okay, so go on the record and say the Washington Wizards will have a better record than the Chicago Bulls at the end of the season.
I think it's close. I can't say
no.
I think it's close. You acting like it's not even close.
That's not what I asked you.
The Bulls are way better.
That's not what I asked you.
Hey, we're going to have a better record.
I think the Bulls are slightly maybe a better team.
Yes or no? This is a yes or no question.
I don't know. You can't predict anything, but I don't think it's. My point is this gap that you're saying, this disrespect that you're giving Washington. You need to put respect on our name. Are they potentially?
You ain't even picking them to have a better record than the Bulls. Why should I?
Because I'm saying it's going to be close. If they're 2 games apart, and again,
that's
it's
a better record. Who's going to have a better? Dad, am I speaking clear English here? Who's going to have a better record at the end of the season?
You sound pretty clear to me.
Okay, I'm just making sure I ain't tripping.
What was I responding to? Kenny said Washington's not even in the same league. Like they're not close.
I said they're clearly better.
That's
what I said.
That's the same thing. If you're clearly better, it's not close, right?
Okay, so again,
that's all I'm arguing. Is it's close?
Have the better record?
It is close. I'm not saying they're a better team. I'm saying it's close. It's not no clearly. That's all I'm saying. Okay. You want to argue clearly, and it's not.
Okay, I'll say it. The Bulls will have a better record than the Washington Wizards at the end.
But how many? How many more wins? How many more wins would they have?
5 games.
And that's clearly better. 5 games.
All right. Now we didn't say that. Now, will the Wizards make the playoff?
Yes. I'm pretty sure I picked them. I want to make sure, but I'm pretty sure I picked them.
So that 5 games that the Bulls is better than the Wizards. So that means the Bulls are going to be in the play-in, or they are a playoff team.
I think the Bulls and Wizards will be in the play-in.
Kenny?
I got them probably like 6 or 7.
All right, so that settles.
It's not clearly better.
No, 5 or 6. I'll take that back. 5 or 6.
Okay, I think it might be a 2-game difference. And again, this is obviously assuming health. If Kuzma, Porzingis get hurt, if DeRozan get hurt, that's going to screw everything up. But presently healthy, I think they are very similar teams. Just like I think the Knicks are in that same group.
That's the question I had asked: is who has a better season, Knicks or Wizards this year? Who has a better season? They both added added new pieces.
Knicks all day.
No,
right?
I'll fight you on that. I'm picking the Wizards to have a better record than the Knicks. I think we already said that. I think we established that earlier.
So is the Knicks making the playoff?
Knicks will be in the playing mix.
I don't want to say something and speak again. I have Milwaukee, Brooklyn. No, I don't have the Knicks. I got Milwaukee, Brooklyn, Miami, Boston, Philly, Cleveland, Toronto, and Washington in my playoffs.
So that's a no for you. So
I don't have
so you might as well jot this down. By
that
standard,
Chicago in the playoffs.
Right. So by that,
you ain't got Chicago.
No, I don't. I said they'll make the play-in, and I think they'll lose in the play-in.
So again, this is confusing me even more. If you don't even have the Bulls in the playoffs and you got Washington in the playoffs, how is it that you can't say definitively that Washington is going to have a better record than the Bulls?
You do know you can be the 10 seed in the play-in versus the 7 seed and beat them and get in the playoffs.
We're talking about a better record. Who's going to have more wins at the end of the season?
I think the Bulls might have more wins, but I think the Wizards will make the playoffs. That can happen. If the Wizards play the Bulls in a play-in, the Wizards are beating the Bulls.
This guy's speaking algebra.
Is that Dev? Is that confusing?
Wasn't confusing to me. I passed algebra.
Like, you can have a worse record and go farther than a team with a better record than you. That's not.
You can. I'm just saying at the end of when it comes to the seeding,
The Wizards will go farther than the Knicks and the Bulls. Yes, because I don't have the Knicks or Bulls making the playoffs. I have them in the play-in.
Wow.
All three of them. And I think the Wizards will get through. And I think Toronto or Brooklyn will get through. I think Toronto or Brooklyn will be
feel better. I hope you feel better. And I just hope whatever medication you're on is not affecting your thinking right now.
We can bring it back. I'm up 25-12.
Run it back.
So you can say
about basketball. This ain't football. We're talking about basketball.
We ain't picking basketball, but hey, Warriors got it done.
It sounds like we need to be picking basketball then. It sounds like
it's so many games and we don't record enough.
Yeah, it's too many games.
Yeah.
But hey,
put like this. When we got key matchups, most definitely when we got Wizards and Knicks, we most definitely going. Hopefully we are on the show. We most definitely going to pick those games.
He's going to make me go to the game. That's what he's going to make me do.
Go right ahead. My man Jalen Brunson got that ball moving. Julius Randle sharing the ball, not trying to be a point forward. We rolling 2-1.
So we love it.
I can't be in this conversation, so
keep hope alive.
By the next time we all together, you'll get a win.
It's a long season.
And we talked about Sacramento's start to the year. The Lakers, the fact that they ain't get one of these first 3 games, it don't get no better. So when they got, let me see, next.
We got Denver next.
They got the Nuggets, the Timberwolves, the Nuggets, the Pelicans, the surprise Jazz, the Cavs, the surprise Jazz again. Then you go Clippers, Kings, Nets, and then Pistons. They get a little easier. But y'all play the Spurs 3 times in 6 days. Y'all play them on the 20th, the 25th.
And I'm not counting that. They just blew up the Timberwolves by 30. So
the young guys,
it's just weird scheduling why you play them so many times in a short period of time.
Yeah, and the thing about it is, like, normally you spread those Western Conference games out. Like, to have that series to be, that close, and I don't understand that. But normally you try to get the East teams, your Eastern schedule out the way.
But you know what, though? With the Lakers, they got to have that Grammys trip. So when they have that long road trip, when the Grammys go, that might be why.
Don't nobody care about the Grammys, but anyway. You're right. They got to be out the building. Crypto.com. That whole crypto thing is really taking off these days. But yeah, man, I definitely appreciate everybody. It looks like we're all gonna be wrong because the Bears are getting.
It looks like your undefeated streak has come to an end, Ray.
It did. The 5-0 this week. I went out here and thought I was doing the right thing. And I've been against not my better judgment. Typically, what I do is the picks I have here.
Hey, you about to throw to somebody under the bus while he was wrong.
I'm simply saying I erred, and usually I bet real money against the teams I pick, so I win one way or the other.
6 foot. Oh no, almost. No, Zappy hour is over.
Yep, Zappy hour is over.
Zappy hour is over.
He started so strong, but.
This man threw a pick 6? Oh, no.
No, it was close.
Damn it.
It was close.
Oh, that was a terrible pass. How did he not run this back?
It was close.
Oh, he just slow.
Yeah.
Who is number 6?
He is slow.
God damn.
He just got drafted. I guarantee he's a rookie.
He better be a linebacker. If that's a DB running like that.
No, not by that stature. That stature look like he's a DB.
He look like a DB, but he run like a lineman. And lineman can move, but ain't no way. That was easy work.
Yeah.
He wasn't. See, this is the first time doing that. You're supposed to look at the screen to be able to see who's trailing you. Yeah, man.
It don't matter if you ain't got no more. You
already was in momentum. Like your momentum.
Home run try. He wasn't booking it. Yeah.
You let Shorty.
Like he running to me because somebody was trying to cut him off.
No, he wasn't. He would look like he wasn't going full speed because it like he didn't even see him coming to chase him down.
Kenny, the football gods.
He got you happy.
Just to know that because that defensive touchdown is a whole lot different than
I needed it in the worst way.
So, well, we're a little over. Appreciate y'all. We made it through. MJ Ray came through with the flu game, got it done. Dev, we appreciate you, man. Playing through everything. We definitely appreciate the support. To our audience, it might be a little rocky for a little bit. Kenny, he is a coach, Kenny. So he's going to, kind of be in and out a little bit, but we're going to do our best to make sure we're here for y'all. Keep the stuff
hold it down.
It's going. Hopefully we get Chris back. I haven't heard from him as much recently, but I know he's in school.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll be back around semester break. So
yeah, appreciate y'all rocking with us, man. Keep it alive, and hopefully we'll see y'all on Thursday where we can get into this Jake Paul fight that's coming up.
Right.
I'm gonna pop on here for that. I'm gonna take the smoke for this one. Kenny, I got us, man. We ain't rooting for Jake Paul, man.
Hey,
y'all have fun.
I think Anderson Silva might have a long night. I ain't gonna lie.
Oh, Anderson Silva gonna have a long night, but Jake Paul, I'm not taking serious because you ain't fighting real boxing.
Thank you.
He getting paid. He the box.
Yeah, that he is. So I'm not mad at that, but I'm not.
Yeah, street fighters get paid too.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
They ain't getting Jake Paul money. I tell you that.
No, they ain't right about that. You right about that.
Nah, you got that.
But Floyd, keep getting those easy paychecks as well. But we will be back. Also, we got to get into the Crawford Spence talks breaking down and Crawford fighting a different fight.
I'm not looking for that fight no more. I'm done with it. I'm off the bandwagon.
Chill.
Door.
First quarter 2023. We're gonna everybody be patient.
Hopefully we get into it, but I got a lot of thoughts. And I'm an Earl Spence fan, but I got some stuff to say, man. There's no way you didn't get this fight done. I don't care. You the A side. He took the deal he took. You got to get it done. And he didn't get it done. And Crawford moved on. So
but the fight needed more build up.
No, it don't.
I should say more build up. I should say the proper promotion to make this thing a spectacle. Because you're fighting with football.
Spence Crawford Vegas. Spence Crawford Vegas. That's it.
But I'm saying this is football season and basketball season. You put this on the first, right after the Super Bowl, right around February, March, right around that time, right before March Madness, and then you shut down Vegas.
So if these fighters fight somebody and they get hurt, then the fight that we want to see is going to get postponed.
Spence ain't fighting nobody. If Crawford getting a nice easy bag, this fight gonna happen.
But is it gonna happen when we want it to happen, or we're gonna have it?
That's what I said. First quarter 2023. First quarter 2023.
We're gonna be Kenny age when we see this fight. We ain't getting that fight. We's not getting.
I ain't gonna lie to you, Dad. I'm not real optimistic anymore. I'm hopeful, but I'm not optimistic.
I understand. We don't get the fights we want most times, so I can understand why y'all feel this way.
Just quick update. The Knicks did beat Orlando tonight, so another W for y'all. Congratulations.
That's right.
21 for Paolo, but excuse me.
They following that Jacksonville, man. They too young. Need some better.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Unfortunately, they'll get there. I hope. I think veterans will go play with him if he keeps on this arc.
Yes.
He can get some people to come play with him in Orlando. Yes. That you couldn't say that about them since maybe Penny, T-Mac, or Shaq.
Yeah.
And nobody Penny did end up coming with Shaq, but nonetheless, appreciate y'all. Y'all stay healthy, stay safe out here. It's crazy. And we will be back on Thursday, 9 Eastern. Check us out. Tune in.
Whole sports all plays. Whole sports.